All right, we back. Row 26ers, Hotz, Dreamer. We back in the saddle after a nice weekend celebrating our boy Eddie getting married. We are all out in Arizona, killing it. Hotz was on dance floor, killing it. Killing it.
That's all I do.
Facts. But it was a great time. Congrats to Eddie and Stacy. Legendary.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely beautiful wedding. It was nice, intimate. You know, I was very grateful to be a groomsman. Had an awesome time. Drank
Shout out to
about
a former member of the league, Mike.
Drank about 400 beers. Wild times. Yeah, I mean the key to dance floor is confidence. You don't have to be a good dancer. You just have to be confident and just move around and fucking. It's like Wedding Crashers. You gotta fucking fit in by standing out. Shout out to Mike. We talked about it when I gave a speech at my sister's wedding. I gave him the little pointers, but I think he would have had it without me. But joke, serious joke. Keep it between 2 and 3 minutes. Crush. Fucking. Even though Mike did have an easy follow. The bride's
Mike was the man. Mike killed his speech. Mike was the man. Whole family. It's beautiful. It was a lot of fun.
The maid of honor speech was basically like someone reading an obituary.
The maid of honor speech was just, it felt like she was just reading facts, kind of, in a way. Like, it just wasn't wasn't it.
I don't like when it's like chronological, where it's like, it started here, you know, and then this happened, and then this happened.
Yeah. It's just like, you have to pull the heartstrings, man. You got to peel back the layers a little bit. It's got to mean something. You know, I don't know how else to say it. Like, it can't just be cut and dry, you know?
Yeah. And like I said, I like the joke, serious joke, like, method. But also, like, if you're going to go serious, like, you got to be, like, really emotional and heartfelt, like Stacy's dad.
Yeah.
Like, that was good.
Mike did. Like Mike did.
Well, Mike went joke, serious joke, like I was saying. If you're not going to be funny, like, you have to be really emotional and heartfelt. Like, Mike got 2 applause breaks for, like, jokes. Like, you know, he was super funny.
His first one was, my God. That was
all landed so hard.
That was
No, it was great. It's great seeing everybody. A lot of people at the league were there. Shout out to Joey, Casey. Shout out to Eddie Saint. Shout out, obviously, Eddie Lozada, me, you. A lot of members of the league represented. A lot of great people out there. Can't even have time to mention them all. But speaking of the league, we're about to enter the semifinals. We are going to try to do our best to go over the matchups, talk about everybody going in. But, congratulations to Zach being there, Casey being there, D'Lo being there. D'Lo with an unbelievable comeback victory last night. I mean, it was a battle going into it. Addison versus Jacoby Myers with, I think D'Lo was up about 3 with Jacoby Myers, and Addison took the lead. And then on the last drive, a 22-yard catch caps it to take the lead for D'Lo to win by about 1.5. Just a crazy game. And then also Joey with a big-time performance, Josh Allen carrying him. We were going to recap the matchups. Look ahead to the matchups, do a preview, but Sleeper's fucking trash, garbage, terrible app. It's now 10 o'clock on the East Coast on Tuesday. Everything has been decided since Monday Night Football.
Down across the United States, for the record.
The Monday Night Football's been over for fucking nearly 24 hours, and we still can't look at the matchups in Sleeper. So it's our last year with Sleeper. See the fucking draft board on the screen behind you. You'll never see it again. It's a garbage fucking app. It's not even going to be around in 10 years. Fuck it. We never should have left ESPN.
Oh, man. And that's the truth.
The truth with some cheese on it.
Cheese on it. That's what I was looking for. I was like, what is the next part of that? That's the truth with some cheese on it.
Longest Yard. Underrated movie, Longest Yard. If you can do some off memory in terms of previewing it, I've obviously been checked out.
Yeah.
After being eliminated a week before the regular season ended. So if you want to give some takes.
I think that Joey's team is definitely viable against mine. His team has been good all year. The reason that I know is a lot of the players that are on his team, John, are on my dynasty team that is in the semifinal in another league. So You know, it makes sense that he's here, and then he's got Josh Allen captaining, getting 40 points a week. That helps. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. So I don't think he's going to get Connor for 32 every week. That was a nice week for him this week, but good timing for him to decimate, and good start by him. Shouts to Joe for the Bengals start. I sat across from him, and we were talking about the defenses and his thoughts on that, or Dallas on waiver wire or whatever, and he was like, I'm riding Bengals, and I think that's going to be good. And he was right. Levis is done, and they just told us that Mason Rudolph's going to be starting next week, which hopefully helps Calvin Ridley. Because Levis is a garbage pail, but
Bengals could have done more damage. The guy dropped the ball, like trying to switch hands right at the goal line.
You mentioned that. I looked up the highlight. That's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, it's funny. One of my buddies playing fantasy, he had the Bengals defense. He ended up like losing because of that. But then he was like showing me the matchup, and I'm like, yeah, but you're playing Jonathan Taylor, who did the same shit. So it fucking evens out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Honestly, Nick, shouts to Nick. He had a good season. Some underperformances, 9 points from Saquon, let him down in the final week. I mean,
they were playing the Steelers, though. That's the best run defense in the NFL.
Spears over Vidal. I mean, Vidal over Spears, that's a little wild to me. That might have been a blunder by him. Spears had 27 on his bench. That's tough. Spears
hasn't really been doing much, though, to be fair. You know,
it's tough to know.
Yeah.
It would only be because the Bengals defense is atrocious.
I mean, even if he played Spears, he still would have got waxed by Joey anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Joey with Josh Allen. Between Josh Allen, James Conner, and Nakua, he's already clearing over 90 points there. It's 3 players. So. Yeah.
No, he's got a monster squad. I mean, you're saying, like, Conner might not do it, but someone else might step up and do it. He also had Brock Bowers probably have his worst game of the season.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's a lot going on there. I'm not looking at the matchup, but I know Bowers will play well.
Let's just take a look at I'm going to go to the standings right now. Make it easy on us. Just go straight to Joe's
I don't
team.
even think you could go to the standings. The league just shows the playoff bracket, and you can't click the fucking teams from the playoff bracket.
But I was trying to see if I can go to the next week with another team, but I can't. Only with my team. That's insane.
Yeah, I fucking know. That's what I'm saying. They don't even have the standings still up. We can't even look like and be like.
I can't even look ahead for another team on their own page without seeing the matchup.
And you can't even look, even just like, let's say, besides this thing not working now because the matchups won't load, which is fucking terrible. Also, like, once the playoffs start, you can't go back and look at the standings from the regular season. Like, it's a fucking garbage-ass fucking platform. I don't know. I mean, obviously, fucking, it's not the end of the world, but it is kind of fucking crazy that you can't see. I mean, if I'm...
It's like, going to be tomorrow when it loads, is what it does.
That's ridiculous. Like, waivers
go... In line with the waivers, yeah.
Well, that's terrible. In line with the waivers?
Like
what do you mean?
3 a.m. It'll be 3 a.m. for you tonight. It'll be 12 p.m. for me.
It shouldn't be like that. What do you mean? You're like saying it like it's fucking normal.
No. For the record, cosigns absolutely horrendous.
You're in the playoffs right now. You can't see your opponent's team.
Absolutely painful.
What if he had a gap?
In 3 different leagues, I can't see what I'm about to play against right now. Yes.
What if he had like a gap and needed to pick someone up, and you could block that pickup, and you're just fucking blind to it? It's fucking insane.
Yeah. Well said. Speaking of,
that just takes away the strategy of it. I don't know.
You just have to go straight to his team.
But how do you get to his team? I mean, I guess you can look at
his team, but I just clicked his team, but it's only like basically the page of his team. And I can't go to the next week. It just shows his points for this week on that.
Yeah, exactly. So
I can take a look and see, but I can't see the next week, so I don't know the matchups and who he would in theory start. And maybe, I see that Cedric Tillman is out on his thing, so I can see that right now.
But even that's been inconsistent and unreliable with fucking.
He's gonna need a receiver.
Sleeper all season. With the questionable, like they have people who are declared out for like 2 days and still questionable in their.
That's been a problem too. I hate that, dude. I was complaining about that against the T Higgins thing, bro. That was fucking nuts, bro. Dude.
It's been a problem, but
that was a fucking problem. We will deal with this after the offseason and get back to square one.
Back to ESPN. Everybody wants fucking to do. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean?
I'll talk about a couple things here. So I got So for my team this week, we can at least talk about that side, and then we can take a look at the other matchup in our league. Since we can't look at Joe's stuff, I guess, as much, but I have Lamar.
We can't look at Casey's team at all for the other matchup because he didn't even have a first round game, so we can't even click.
Jump on the call so they can look at their next week.
Yeah, no one's jumping on the call, but yes, I mean you could talk about your team and your strategy, but
no, I mean I have Bijan against Tracy. I'm starting both running backs. It's the Giants versus Atlanta in Atlanta. I think that bodes well for both running backs, actually. Both teams seem to be underperforming, and Giants especially. And the Giants' run defense has been bad over the last several weeks. Bijan looks great. Another 100-yard game, 120-yard game just last night. So that should be good. Lamar against Pitt at home. I mean, I don't know. I mean, hopefully TJ Watt doesn't play. Ridley's got Mason Rudolph. I don't know if that helps. I don't know what. Ladd looks good. Laporta looks good. I think Laporta's going to maybe take a jump, not because of the garbage time shit, but because Montgomery's out. So I think they're going to have to throw a little bit more, maybe a few more screens, a few more dumps, shit like that. Coleman's boomer bust, Tim Patrick boomer bust, but they're both nice players, I guess. I don't know. Would you start the Bills against New England or Denver against the Chargers? Denver just came off 19 points in the last week. Their defense was good. They've scored in the last 2 games on defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost boomer bust like you're talking about with those other players relying on defenses to score, maybe even more boomer bust. The Bills against the Patriots, especially, either way, in Buffalo, especially, I was saying, but even if it was in New England, it's not like there's going to be good weather there, so it's going to be cold. Who knows, maybe a little snow. Mm-hmm. I mean, Drake May is a capable quarterback, but obviously not nearly as capable as Justin Herbert, even with a banged-up ankle. And they're fighting for a playoff spot. So I think that the Bills versus New England would be my play there. The only thing I guess you'd have to worry about is the score goes up to 35-0 in the first half, and then in the second half, the Patriots start accumulating yards and
that
points.
Seems to be the MO. Yeah. It's like every game we've watched from the Bills or the Lions for several weeks, these teams that go up big and then they just chill and then just sit on their lawn chair, and then they it's like they're playing with their food.
Defensively, they do. I mean, because that's the right play. Let them take up all the yards they want when you're up all those points, and just let them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Give them the underneath passes. Let Drake May run underneath and 10 yards here, 8 yards here.
Right.
Tick, 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 tick. So. Especially against bad teams. But yeah, I mean, I would go with the Bills there. I don't know if you have any other start-sit questions. We could pose the chat.
I mean, are any of these guys more viable in your head? Dontavian Wicks. I was looking at waivers also. I saw Ty Johnson, Vaki on the Detroit Lions, maybe replacing. Would you say Vaki or that Craig Reynolds kid would get more run behind Gibbs?
That's tough. I mean, Reynolds we've seen. The other guy I can't
He's a
remember.
Rookie. I don't really know much about him.
I mean, a rookie with fresh legs, it's almost like, I don't know if I'd probably pick him up maybe over Reynolds. Yeah. But I couldn't start him. And hopefully you make it to the championship game and he proves a role,
Right. That's the idea. Maybe carves it for 2 weeks. Right
yeah, now. I mean, a rookie with fresh legs running in December against tired defenses behind a good offensive line, it's just a matter of if he'll get the ball or will it just be Reynolds, who they know is solid.
And Gibbs, of course.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. But, I mean, I think it's worth taking a risk on one or the other. Potentially even both. Yeah, I don't know, depending on what's on your bench. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's hard to preview. Can't see all the matchups and stuff, but I guess the other side of the bracket is Casey versus Danny.
Man, how does Danny here? Unbelievable. Bo Nix with the start over Mahomes. It ended up working out, I guess, because he has Jamar Chase, who just is the man. And then he's
Well, Mahomes is not a good fantasy quarterback. I mean, at this point in his career, he hasn't really. Bo Nix, I would assume, has more fantasy points on the season than Patrick Mahomes.
I heard a stat that there's like 4 or 5 teams that haven't scored 30 points this season in a game, and Chiefs are one of them. Did you know that?
I mean, but as I was saying, I mean, their offense, not just this year, but even into last year's regular season, was not the strength of their team. The strength of their team for the past 2 seasons has been their defense behind Chris Jones, McDuffie.
Yeah.
Last year, obviously, they had Snead. In the middle, they got Bolton and Tranquil. You know, honestly, I think that might be an underrated, maybe the best.
Whatever his name is. Karlaftis,
yeah,
whatever.
George Karlaftis. But as I was saying, Bolton and Tranquil, I feel like are maybe the best linebacker combo in football, like that no one's talking about. And they play very well together. You know, Bolton's super athletic. You know, Tranquil's super smart. And I'm not just saying that because one's black and one's white, doing the old announcer thing. But it actually is true.
Light skin anyway. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought he was white. But either way, the defense has been carrying them. And like you're saying, like, oh, Bo Nix over Mahomes. Like, I think that's almost a no-brainer, Bo Nix over Mahomes. Yeah, he threw 3 interceptions this week, but he's been doing really well in fantasy. And
but he starts Noah Gray and gets the touchdown. D-Lo.
Yeah, but if it doesn't really matter if Bo Nix scores more than Mahomes anyway.
Yeah, it's just funny that start. Unfortunate for Danny that Brock Purdy decided to have 3 points in the game, and the Niners just exploded on national television again.
Yeah, that was tough. I mean, not Thursday Night Football late in the season. It just seems to get worse and worse. You know, teams are just too tired to turn around like that. Both teams. I mean, if you started Cooper Kupp, if you started Matt Stafford, if you started
the only guy you could start is Puka. Puka had 17.
And I think Garendo did okay.
11, yeah, 11.
But other than that, you know, that's a brutal game to be starting people in. I don't know if Kyron Williams even did anything. Like, it was just, I guess the kickers did okay, or one of them at least.
That's true. Eddie got 0 out of Waddle. What happened to him? He got hurt in that game?
I think he got hurt, yeah, because I saw like 0 of 2 targets.
Jeez.
That's rough. Tough.
That's
Eddie had a tough beat and was still in it to the very end. He put together a good team. You know, a lot of guys really paid off that, you know, I definitely didn't have high hopes for. Guys like JSN.
Terry
McLaurin. But Terry McLaurin is a pick we applauded at the beginning of the year. Like, that was his best pick, we both said, I believe. I think, you know, if he makes a better move where he took Zach Moss, you know, we talked about that early on, that Chase Brown would be probably the guy by middle of the season, the latest.
Oh, there's one bad take here. Remember, he just spent like $267 fab dollars on Philly defense, and he started the Cardinals defense instead of Philly's defense, and that was the difference. He had Philly's defense on his bench, and he didn't start them.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even see that. So
I just saw it. We had to mention it.
Who did the Cardinals play? The Cardinals
played. The Cardinals were at home and they played the Patriots.
Damn, that's crazy.
We saw a bunch of Patriot fans walking around when we first arrived and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Casey and I were chilling that day when you guys were doing whatever you guys were doing, like getting ready and stuff. We were like hanging out in the lobby and there were Patriot fans walking around everywhere.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know, but who did Philly have again?
Philly played the Steelers. I mean, if you're going to spend the fab, you should probably start him.
Oh, yeah, if you're going to spend that much, you got to start him.
Yeah, and Philly's defense has been elite this year, especially, you know,
they're the best
on the winning streak.
Could argue.
I don't want to, it's true. It sucks to, no, you don't have to be sorry. I'm just saying it sucks that the fucking Eagles are so good, and I live out here. I listen to the radio. I mean, honestly, like, the team on the field obviously is so fucking good, and it pisses me off. But what pisses me off exponentially more is that they just fucking front office wise do everything right. It's crazy. Obviously, we start from the obvious, you know. Obviously, we start from the obvious. It sounded mad dumb, Brad redundant. So obviously, you go first and foremost, Saquon Barkley. Bring him in behind that offensive line. He's been an MVP candidate monster. Now let's take another.
Probably going to win Offensive Player of the Year.
Now let's take the next step. we get the 2 rookie corners drafted. Quinyon Mitchell is now the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year without an interception because he's just strapping everybody up.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean, even though he fumbled last game, super athletic, making plays all over the field. Just an absolute missile out there, flying around.
Jason
Then let's go to the next step. We got them drafting last year. Let's go the last 2 years. Just going all in on Georgia players. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean and Nolan Smith took a little. Jordan Davis.
Nolan Smith has turned a corner. I was watching his name on my phone pop up. Tackle. I was watching.
So obviously, like I said, Nolan Smith and Nakobe Dean, they took a little bit. They didn't hit right away, but they're fucking, like you said, turned a corner. And obviously, Walker's just one of the most dominant players in football. And Jordan Davis has got his cardio up a little bit to now, when he's in his snaps, they're super impactful. I guess maybe managing the weight versus the snaps, but when he's out there, he's a monster. And, I know I'm just going all about the Eagles right now, but I feel like I need to pay homage.
Zach Bond, we got to mention. That guy is that guy probably will be all pro or something. He's going to be pro bowler.
The next thing I was going to say is, not just bringing in a guy like Zach Bond, but who they let walk. Hassan Reddick, an absolute disaster for the Jets. Disaster. Who is this? Bradbury. Gone. Brought in the rookie. They make the right changes. Even Kelsey retiring, they had a plan. Draft Jurgens, let him play guard.
Retiring.
Yeah, and they have fucking the 2 big uglies we talked about from Georgia. Right. Jason Kelsey retires. The plan is handpick the replacement, Jurgens. Let him play left guard for a year, right next to Jason Kelsey. Then when Jason Kelsey retires, slide him over. We slide him over. We have a hole at left guard now. We go get Mekhi Becton, the tackle, project that didn't work for the Jets, and turn him into the biggest left guard in football and let him maul behind our fucking great O-line coach, Jeff Stoutman, and just absolutely fits perfectly into that role. I mean, like I said, this is a can't-miss offseason, maybe last couple offseasons. And we haven't even touched on trading for A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
We haven't even touched on things like that. We haven't even touched on getting Jalen Hurts and letting Carson Wentz walk.
Goddard's a player.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the offensive line, the defensive line, they're just so well built. They have good ownership. They have good management. That's what I fucking hate about the Eagles now, even more than the players on the field, even though obviously the players on the field are a product of that management. But
facts. I got Casey's team up here, though, so just to take a look here. Daniels, Aaron Jones, Devon. It doesn't look like he has any injuries, but he has Kelsey, who hasn't really been doing much. That'll be interesting to see if Mahomes plays, how that'll affect Travis Kelsey playing with Carson Wentz. You got to be careful when you play
I feel like at this point they should let Carson Wentz try to win that game on Christmas.
Just throw it up a bunch and just fucking go after it.
Or no, wait. So it's one more game and then the game on Christmas. Excuse me.
Right.
Because Christmas is a week from tomorrow.
Crazy. So he's going to probably start Goff. Well, maybe he will. Maybe. Do you think he'll start Goff or Jaden Daniels? Goff has at Chicago. Okay. And then, hold on a second. And then Jaden Daniels is against, let's see here, Philly at home.
Yeah, I mean,
at Chicago or home against Philly? Jaden Daniels or Goff?
I mean, you'd have to go with Goff. It just is one of those so fucking weird end of season divisional game. But the only thing I have that I think that's a positive for Goff, not the only thing I have that's positive, but the thing that's like against that trap game MO is that Detroit just lost, to Buffalo.
Detroit's so but it's points though, right? He had 41 in that game. Goff.
Who, Goff? Yeah, no, but I'm saying against Chicago this week, not saying because what I'm worried about, like I said, is fall into a trap game, weird game in Chicago. Mm-hmm. I'm saying the reason why that the Lions as a whole, so i.e. Jared Goff, won't fall into the trap game and probably have a bad game is because they just lost. They need to bounce back and get a win. They don't want to go on a losing streak. And they want to keep that,
right.
If they have
they're
one
fighting
seed.
For the number 1 seed with Minnesota.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
with Minnesota and with
last week of this, they got them on week 18.
With Minnesota and with Philadelphia. They're fighting for the so obviously they have a lot to play for, so
Casey's going to have a lot of decisions this week in terms of who he's going to start. He's got Bucky and Keenan on his bench. He's got Minnesota defense on his bench. Minnesota's playing at Seattle. At Seattle has not been a barn that's been pretty, it's not like what it used to be. It seems like everyone seems to be coming in there. I wonder what the record is. I've been like kind of clamoring about this for a couple weeks now that Seattle's home field advantage is not what it used to be. It's not the 12s anymore or whatever the fuck. Hold on one second. I'm going to their team right now. Yeah, at home this year, they're 3-5. They're 5-1 on the road, Seattle. So they have the worst record in their division at home, and people like coming in there. It seems like and playing well there in Seattle. So another home game for them coming up. I don't know if Casey's going to start Minnesota defense at Seattle. That would be ballsy, but I feel like with the quarterback situation, if Geno's out, that's probably your move with that pass rush. We saw the pass rush last night. Minnesota is pretty elite across the board in that pass rush with Van Ginkel, whatever, Greenyard, and then the kid Jihadi Ward from the Giants from the year before. He's pretty ferocious in the middle. They have a couple other guys on that line. I don't know that unknowns that seem to be good, like prospects. But yeah, I think that.
Yeah, no, I'm listening. I think you're making a lot of good points. I think Seattle. Who's their backup quarterback?
It was Drew Lock, right? Not Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Was it? No, Drew Lock's on the Giants. It was what's his name? Sam Howell. Sorry.
Sam Howell. That's who it is.
Same machine that they came out of. They both came out of the same machine.
No, but okay. Absolutely not. They're not a good comparison at all, but fair enough.
They're both nothings in my head. They're both never going to be starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
Sam Howell, I think, started like 16 games last year.
Yeah, but that'll be the last time that ever happened.
But no, I think different. Who cares about what they're different? I think Drew Lock is just like a more goofy, try to be swagger kind of guy. Sam Howell's a lot more reserved. Yeah. Sam Howell just kind of gets the job done, keeps his head down, but
tougher player.
Yeah. I mean, Sam Howell had a pretty good season last year. The Commanders stunk. Like they didn't have the team they had this year. And obviously he was part of the reason why, but he's not great, but he's not I would say he's better than Drew Lock. But either way, I don't hate starting the Minnesota defense against him. He's still a second-year player, inexperienced. Obviously, Brian Flores can confuse a guy like that, mixing in the blitzes in the zone.
At home against the Giants. That'll be his choice between those two.
I mean, we said it after week 1. I said Atlanta is a fraud team. That was my, overreaction.
Yeah, you did say that.
I said Kirk Cousins, now he's getting benched. I said that Justin Jefferson would have just as good of a season with Sam Darnold because Kirk Cousins isn't an elevating quarterback. Proven true. Obviously they got that crazy win against Tampa Bay, so they still have a good shot at the division. But I mean, I still think Tampa Bay is going to make a run at them.
Tampa's weird, bro. It's just they're one of those teams that if you see them in the playoffs, good luck, because if Baker just comes in with the right mind frame and he's swagged the fuck out and he's just in his own zone, he's liable to go out there and throw 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons are alive in the division because of the tiebreaker, but the Bucs have completely ran them down,
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean,
and the Bucs are. And just to say, the Bucs were coming out super hot, and then they lost Godwin, they lost Evans, but they beat the Lions and the Eagles, early in the season, and then they got healthy again, and now they've won their last 4 games, if I'm not mistaken. So from 4-6 to 8-6 to the lead in the division. The Bucs are a contender. I think
Mike
Baker
Evans is ridiculous. We have to just say his name once. Mike Evans is absolutely ridiculous.
I say his name all the time, bro. He's insane. We got I think recently we accredited Johnny Manziel's stardom almost to just having Mike Evans to throw the ball up to. Obviously, also ran the ball very well, but Mike Evans, one of the most underrated players of all time, in my opinion. I think he still has a lot more to give in the NFL, too. I think where his final numbers end up, he's going to be in that, Larry Fitzgerald, Terrell Owens.
Be up there with Jerry and all those guys in the
Nah, Jerry. I specifically didn't mention Jerry because he's so far away
from records, bro. He's in the 20s,
dude. Jerry, there's like I saw something recently where it was like the most fantasy points ever recorded in a game. Like if you put together that lineup and it had Jerry Rice at wide receiver and Jerry Rice in the flex, like he had like 2 games with like 290 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's like. Just and in an era when they weren't throwing the ball like that too is crazy.
Yeah, there's a whole new offense created around Jerry and Joe Montana, and like that whole.
But still, I'm talking about like pass attempts per game. I'm talking.
Oh yeah, no one's throwing the ball 40 times a game, 50 times a game. Like yeah,
I'm talking about the rules about like the cornerbacks, what they could put their hands on players and stuff like that.
Shredding you as you're fucking trying to get upfield, like just ripping at your jersey as you're holding it. Fuck yeah,
it really is crazy.
Yeah, Jerry's the best. Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna quickly look up the all-time receiving leaders. I believe he's over 22,000 receiving yards, and I think the next closest is like 15 or 16. So let me just check.
Mike Evans is gonna get there because Mike Evans is probably close to 12, 13. They're at 13,000.
Oh yeah, he's definitely getting up there for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, so Jerry Rice is number 1 with 22,895.
Yeah,
I said 22. It was closer to 23.
Good. Yeah, I just knew that it was in the 20s. That's the only thing I remember.
And then I said second was 16,000. It's actually 17,492 for Jerry. So then I said T.O.
Wait, who was the second?
Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh, Larry. You said
That's why I said Larry Fitzgerald and T.O., not Jerry Rice. He's not going to get anywhere close to Jerry Rice.
God damn, shouts to Larry. Unbelievable.
Mike Evans right now has 12,429. So I don't know if he's going to, maybe not quite Larry, but he's got a shot at T.O. 2 like 1,500-yard seasons, he's right there.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I probably would take Mike Evans over T.O. What do you got on that?
I mean, I probably would too. I think
that's tough.
Just like teammate wise, like if take him over.
Package, we're just like taking. Okay, yeah, then we agree.
Yeah, if you're like, right. You can give me T.O. in his prime or Mike Evans in his prime. I'm sure T.O.
talent, a receiver,
I'm sure T.O. had better stats in like his best years, but Mike Evans so much more consistent. Like I said, a good teammate, always like reliable, dependable, works hard.
Quarterbacks.
Like and I know you said like just talent for that, but it's like at what point do we start equivocating intangibles as talent? It isn't like it's just as important.
It's part of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like we can't just like, oh, T.O.'s better because he's more talented. It's like
right.
But if you're asking me who the better football player is, it's Mike Evans. Like I get what you're saying. Like in his best years, he'll accumulate more stats. But that doesn't just because like being a bad teammate matters in your legacy.
Agree. But
like you can't just be like, oh, he's better because like that stuff doesn't matter. It matters, If you're a great teammate and you're a terrible teammate, I'll take the guy that's a great teammate who's very good versus the bad teammate who's great. And not saying that's their comparison is very good to great. I'm just saying if you agree with me that if you're a coach or a GM in a locker room, that stuff, if you would take the very good guy who's a great teammate over the guy who's a great player but a bad teammate, that should if that's who you want on your team, that should stand as a legacy argument also.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Especially in football.
I mean, definitely agree with the characters, in terms of the things. And T.O. was egregious with the character stuff. It wasn't even just like Mike Evans was a much better person, and Mike Evans is such a leader, and he's been on Tampa his whole career. It's the complete opposites, actually. We should really talk about how actually opposite Mike Evans and T.O. are. T.O. went to different teams. T.O. was always the center of attention. He spiked the ball in the middle of the field, always with the cheerleaders, pom-pom, the driveway scene, everything. It's just like hoopla all the time with T.O. and the skill set. Mike Evans' skill set, but also the leader of Tampa Bay, stayed there through the tough times with bad quarterback play, median quarterback play. got Brady, won the Super Bowl. It made big catch after big catch to win that Super Bowl, and was Brady's number one receiver basically the entire time. He's unbelievable. Big Mike's the man.
Yeah, you have a culture cancer
on his back. Yeah.
You have a culture cancer in Terrell Owens versus a culture changer in Mike Evans.
Culture
the
leader.
Bucks, obviously, the Bucks had their heyday in the early 2000s, but it blew up with Gruden, and then they had years of Ryan Fitzpatrick and Mike Glennon and Josh Freeman and this turmoil.
Kyle Orton.
I don't even remember Kyle Orton there, to be honest. I'm not even sure he played there.
I'm going with it.
All right, challenge flag.
Challenge? You just threw a challenge on me?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I'm looking it up.
I'll be there in 2 seconds.
I know he played for the Bears, obviously. We all know that.
And let's make sure he started there. Never played for Tampa. Challenge successful.
Challenge successful? Never played for Tampa?
Yeah. Chicago, Denver, Kansas City, Dallas, Buffalo.
Damn, Buffalo jersey got me. Fuck.
The Buffalo jersey got you for Tampa Bay? That's not even close.
It's like
that's not even close. That was the first successful challenge. I get another one.
Damn, get your challenge flag back. Nice work.
Yeah, thank you.
But
all that's
bad years. That's a fact, and they got Brady for a stint. Got Baker now.
You know who did play there though? Josh Freeman, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Mike Glennon. All the people I said actually did play there.
That's true. Mike Glennon played for the Giants. There's a good one.
But yeah, moving on. Mike Evans is my guy. I'll fucking whatever. T.O., you want to say he's more talented, but T.O. also fucking called out his quarterbacks and fucking just always doing shit. Doing sit-ups in his fucking parking lot, complaining about his contract. Fuck it. You want to get into the fucking corner, K?
Let's get it. All right. Well, welcome back to the Hotz Corner. Hold a chair.
Yeah, 10 rapid fire questions. We discussed the answers afterwards. We'll get it in right now. Would you rather be the point guard for Duke or the quarterback for USC?
Point guard for Duke.
What is your favorite beer in the world?
Favorite beer in the world.
You want to pass?
No.
All right, then answer. It's a podcast. You can just sit silent.
Fuck. All right, pass.
If you had to eliminate one team from each of the 4 major sports, what team would you choose?
You had to eliminate one team from each of the 4 major sports. What team would you choose? All right.
What teams, I should say.
What teams would you choose? I would eliminate the Toronto Maple Leafs. I would eliminate the basketball. Which team would I eliminate? I'd probably eliminate the Sacramento Kings. Even though it's a loyal fan base, just for spite. I would eliminate. Yeah. I would eliminate in football. It's funny. I'm
glad we clarified this rapid fire.
Cleveland Browns, and then in which one am I missing now? I'm missing baseball. The New York Mets.
Oh wow! All right. Would you rather be a world-renowned DJ or a governor of a state with a major city in it?
World-renowned DJ.
Ovechkin or Crosby?
Crosby.
What's your favorite beer?
Hefeweizen.
That's a type of beer. That's not a beer.
You like that? Oh, like a pale ale? Can I say that?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like your favorite beer, like a fucking Victory Berry Monkey, like a type of beer, or a Hoegaarden or something.
Okay, that's a good one. Hoegaarden, I drank that before.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I'm impartial. If it's a pale ale, I'll drink it.
All right. All right. We have a switch up. Fucking Hotz corner. Woo woo woo! Alert. We're doing trivia. Amani Toomer is the all-time leading receiver for the Giants. Can you name 2 others in the top 5?
Okay, I could try. Ike Hilliard.
Bang. Take one more guess, and I'll give you a hint if you get it wrong.
Odell.
Correct. Number 2 all time. One more, and you go 2 for 3. That's not bad.
Steve Smith.
No.
Or Hakeem. Let me switch that to Hakeem Nicks.
No.
Okay.
All the rest of the 3 are running backs.
In receiving, really?
Yeah,
Saquon
in receiving
is one.
yards.
Saquon is one of them.
No, not Saquon.
Really? I have no idea then. Tiki? I have no
Yes,
idea.
Tiki is 4th all time.
What, in receiving yards on the Giants?
Yeah.
This is pitiful. Okay, that's crazy. And I've never looked at this before.
All right. You don't need to guess the last one. I said get 2. Do you want to keep guessing?
I do.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Running back?
Yeah, everyone left is running back.
Morris?
You're close. You're not finishing the name.
I can't think of it.
You have it. You have 5 of 7 letters of the name. 6 of 8 letters. Excuse me.
Morrison?
Yeah, it's Morrison. Joe Morrison.
Joe Morrison.
And then there's one more left. He's an old head. Super old head.
Otis Smith?
Nah, super old player for the fucking Giants. Hall of Famer.
Oh, they were super old.
His first name is Frank.
Frank Gifford?
Yes, Frank Gifford.
Okay.
There you go. Let's see if this goes any better. We'll go to the non-sports one for a second.
I didn't know that receiving guys on the Giants all time would be running backs. That's fucking crazy.
What is the capital of Vermont?
How did you know I wouldn't know this? No way I would know this.
This one's a hard one.
This is a hard one. What is the capital of Vermont?
I knew it without looking it up, to be fair, but
Really?
It is hard. Yeah. I know the capitals. If I went through all 50, I would get 48 probably.
This is what got you in trouble with the MAGA. Is that correct?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
One day we'll need that story. One day. All right.
I wasn't even me that all happened. I was told all that after.
Recapping it to my God. We have to sidetrack for a second. I was recapping it to my mom, explaining it, and she was cracking up, dude.
Basically, someone just came over to me and was like, "That's the worst person ever." She just yapping about Donald
literally.
Trump. I wasn't there when the original conversation happened at all. But the capital of Vermont is Montpelier.
There's no way.
What's the capital of? Let me think of one that's not too easy. What's the capital of Arizona? We were just there.
Is it Scottsdale?
No, it's not Scottsdale.
Tucson?
No, it's not Tucson.
Phoenix?
Yeah, it's Phoenix. All right, moving on. Not a great showing so far. Derek Jeter is the Yankees' all-time leader in stolen bases. Can you name 2 more in the top 5?
Stolen base. Ricky Henderson.
Correct. Number 2.
Stolen bases. Alfonso Soriano.
No. Not in the top 10.
All right. Stolen bases.
You want a hint?
Not yet. Just need to think for a second. Bernie?
No, not in the top 10. The third one, you'll be kicking yourself. I'll say that.
weird question. I don't know why it's tripping me up. I'm trying to think.
Not a star player is the third one.
Stolen bases, stealing bases.
He's got
Johnny
a bald
Damon?
ass. No, not even top 10. He's got a bald ass head. You got to think of guys who have longevity. Like Jeter's number one all the time.
Gardy.
Yeah, Brett Gardner is number 3. The four is very gettable but hard. 1980s. He was a manager later on in his life.
Joe Girardi. What? Catcher Joe Girardi? You got wheels?
Joe Girardi. Oh my
Catcher's
god,
got wheels?
so funny. Not a white guy.
The catcher has got wheels, bro. He's Italian.
Not a white guy. A guy who became a manager, played for the Yankees in the 80s. Not a white guy.
Oh.
Not a Spanish guy. A black man.
Harold Strawberry?
No. Willie Randolph, and you won't get the rest in the top 10. Nope. There's only one more guy I think you'd maybe get in the top 10.
DiMaggio?
No. Mickey Mantle's 10th.
He was
all right. This is crazy. Donald Trump will be the second president to serve 2 terms non-consecutively. Who was the first? I didn't even look this up. I know this without ever looking it up to know the answer to this question.
Heard this before. Is it Reagan?
No.
I don't even think it was. Two separate terms. Probably an early one if I had to guess then. Like Andrew Jackson or something crazy. I don't know. Thomas Jefferson.
Grover Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland. How far apart?
1885 to 1889 and 1893 to 1897.
So someone took over and everyone hated him and they immediately got him out and brought Grover back.
Yep, second guy ever. I mean, first guy ever. Donald Trump will be the second guy ever. So, I don't know how this is.
Shout out to all the MAGAs.
I don't know how this one's gonna go, dude. Patrick Ewing is all-time leader in blocks for the New York Knicks. Can you name 2 of the top 5? Who else in the top 5?
All right, this is better a little bit. I think I can actually do some work here. No, I'm not even trying to fuck around.
Okay, 2 in the top 5.
Marcus Camby?
6th. So that's tough, but 6th. But 6th
Amari?
by a decent amount. Amari is tied for 8th.
All right. Well, at least I'm living in the top 10 right now. So let me think about it. Let me think about it.
Yeah, you're on the trail at least.
If
I said 2 other
all time, you said all time, right?
Yeah. All time. If I said 2 other in the top 10, you would have had it.
Yeah. Willis Reed.
Incorrect.
Not on the list. Bill Bradley.
Still incorrect.
Damn.
Well, everyone on the list is more recent than that. It's not those 70s Knicks.
Right. Patrick, obviously.
I said Patrick Ewing is number 1. Name 2 others in the top 5.
All right, sorry.
Try to get one more in the top 10 at least.
I really want to say this guy's name, but I don't want to say it.
Just say it. You can't be much worse than what you've displayed so far.
No, but I want to keep thinking for a second. Come on. Let me think here for a second. There's a couple names that come to mind. Like I do want to say, I'm not announcing any of these names as my guesses. I'm just throwing names that are out there in my head. Like
so, what am I supposed to do?
David Lee, Chris Dudley, and all these different names. Like
David Lee and Chris Dudley both wrong.
Yeah. Blocks.
Who? Yeah, blocks.
Damn.
You know what a block is? It's when a defender...
I know what a block is. I'm just like trying to fucking see it. What?
All right.
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna give you a hint. 10 and 10 down. This guy. This guy is a black guy with an Irish last name. Played in the 2000, probably late 2000s to mid 2010s.
Blocks? Oh, no, not DeAndre.
Irish last name. Starts with an O.
Oh, I remember who you're talking about.
His first name starts with a K.
Kevin O'Brien. Oh, is it?
It's not Kevin.
I forget his name.
Kyle O'Quinn.
Kyle O'Quinn. Yeah, I remember him.
This guy is 7'3" and from Latvia.
Oh, Chris Steps. Okay.
Number 5 was a staple of like the Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell, Nick teams. Played center, a little undersized.
Oh, Oakley? No. Excuse me. On the Larry Johnson team.
No, not on the Larry Johnson. I said the Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell teams. Played center.
Oh.
Number 40, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look that up.
Kurt Thomas.
Kurt Thomas, correct. Number 2 plays currently on the team.
Plays currently on the team.
Currently a New York Knicks basketball player.
And he's number 2 all time in blocks.
That is correct. I'm not going to give you any more hints than that. I don't know. That's
what?
Absurd.
Who the fuck? Who?
2018-2019 All-Rookie team. He's a center for the Knicks right now.
Think of it. Killing me.
It's just fucking embarrassing. Who on the Knicks has a lot of blocks in his career?
Knicks, and I haven't even watched any basketball, dude. I haven't watched. I barely watched.
You haven't watched any basketball since 2018, 2019 for the Knicks?
Dude, I don't really watch. What? It's Towns?
Yeah, Towns in half a season has more blocks than anyone else besides Patrick Ewing in Knicks history.
Let me think. Center. Oh, Mitchell Robinson.
Yes,
right.
Correct.
Right.
Jesus
All
Christ.
All right.
And then, should we go on? Number 3 also was a Bull. He was with the young Michael Jordan.
Gibson?
No, older. Was with the young Michael Jordan.
Young Michael Jordan. Oh, Oakley?
No, good guess though. Good guess. I'll give you that one. Oakley wasn't that big of a shot blocker. Big man, skinny,
Chicago.
tall. This one's pretty hard, but I think you could find it. I mean, I don't know though. Bill Cartwright.
Bill Cartwright. Wow, tough name. Probably wouldn't have pulled that, but I know.
And then the fourth place, I wouldn't get. So I can't give you shit about that one. It was this guy like Marvin Webster.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that one I don't know who that is. Maybe he was from those 70 teams and I steered you wrong.
Mitchell should be able to get into the top 2 there if he wasn't so injured.
He is in the top 2 in career blocks for the Knicks.
I'm saying, excuse me, he should be able to get number 1 then. He's just injured.
Nah, he's like 2,100 away from Ewing still. Ewing has 2,758, and the next closest is 602.
Oh, Ewing's fucking.
He has more blocks.
Patrick is mad underrated. Shout out Patrick.
He has more blocks than like 2 through 8
combined.
Like just his. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Beast.
I would wager you can pick any NBA, football, and baseball team. Don't have to be my favorite teams. Mm-hmm. Ask me the same questions, and I would perform better than that.
Well, probably hit the bong a little too hard right before this episode, so that definitely contributed to the slowness right now. But I'm not using excuses. That was pretty pitiful.
It's funny because I was like, I had it at just like passing yards. And I was like, this is way too easy. You know what I mean? I had it like passing yards.
Honestly, tonight those would have been great.
Well, you want to try it?
Let's go.
All right. Let's do passing yards.
So this is current or all time?
All time, New York Giants passing yards.
Passing
Eli,
yards?
I'll say, I don't have to look this up yet. New York.
Eli's number 1.
Yeah, I was going to say. So Eli's number 1, name 2 in the top 5.
Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins. He's 4.
Phil Simms.
Phil Simms is 2. There you go.
Let's see if I can name a couple others. Let's see if I can name the other 2. Let's see. God, it would be such a travesty if Daniel Jones was in this fucking list. What's it called? Let's think of some early quarterbacks who played alongside.
All right, you got to be quicker.
I don't know.
It's Charlie Connerly, Daniel Jones.
And Daniel Jones. I said Daniel Jones. Yeah, okay.
You said it would be a tragedy if.
It is a tragedy. He's number 5?
Yeah, he's 5.
Good,
Tarkenton, Y.A. Tittle.
Y.A. Tittle, shout out.
Those are some guys. But yeah, I mean, I was like, I don't know. I thought that would be like super easy, which you did nail it right away. So, but yeah, I guess I should have done home runs and fucking points. I made it. I wasn't expecting that kind. Not knowing Mitchell Robinson for that long was crazy.
Yeah, I might have to clip that and just the silence, just like, and then you just play the cricket noise in the background. Cricket.
Yeah,
right
that was crazy.
That's
all right, well, there you go. There you have it. Let's go over it. I guess we already kind of talked about the sports trivia.
Yeah.
I gave you a hard capital. That was too hard. I fucked that up. I thought you might have known the only the second president to serve 2 terms non-consecutively, because it's just like happening now for the second time ever.
Grover Cleveland. I won't forget now.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good one to know, even if you didn't know. Now you have it in your bag. You won't forget now.
You know, everyone's now well informed. They can pull it out at any party. Like, how you done?
There you go. All right, Ovechkin or Crosby? You picked Crosby.
Yeah, Crosby is, I think, the better winner, right? More Stanley Cups. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think Ovi has the one though for like a more poverty franchise, if you will.
Good points. I don't know. Ovechkin's probably the tougher of the 2 in a sense. Crosby's still a really good player, the best player in his prime. Ovechkin too. It's very close. And I think you can go with either guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I like Crosby.
Not obviously without like the whole drama of the rivalry in terms of like race and the time of the NBA, like, but it was almost like a Bird and Magic, like 2 players in the same era where you could kind of go either way. Mm-hmm. They both have at least 1 championship. Crosby was maybe on the more stacked team, obviously being alongside of Genny Malkin for so long.
Yeah, for sure. Malkin was a monster.
I feel like the Capitals' 1 win meant a lot to that city and like to that team. Like, I think those Capital teams were cool. And with Ovechkin, they're not getting anywhere near a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I kind of like that take too. Yeah.
All right. And then would you rather be a world-renowned DJ or a governor of a state with a major city in it?
Yeah, I like not being in the news for government and working and doing any of that stuff and going anywhere near that, being a public official or any of that shit. And so the other choice was being a DJ and traveling the world. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Fire music and just fucking go city to city and go see some people and go play. I could play big shows, maybe some small shows or some.
What songs are you remixing
from a DJ?
What songs would you remix like for your set?
Oh wow, so many choices. I'd probably definitely have some hip hop flair in there for sure. Maybe like whatever fits, but it depends on what I'm trying to remix. But I think I would be definitely a type of like a Fred again or that kind of a DJ. Maybe I don't like being like a Kygo. I'm not that type. I'm more like I'd be like more contemporary, maybe a little bit more like forward, like electric, like.
I feel like I would do a lot of like the old pop songs and like make them like faster, like do like kind of remix those ones up.
Yeah.
Like that. Beep beep baby, I'll follow you. Da 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 da. Yeah, like I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that shit's. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Even taking like maybe some old Motown and stuff like that.
Take some Little Brother and put it into some of that kind of those kinds of beats and stuff like that. Whatever,
some like Stevie Wonder type shit. Like very superstitious. You know, some shit like that would be hard. That's way better.
It's a lot more fun than being a governor and people throwing eggs at my window because I didn't pass a law that says that transgenders can go into the men's bathroom or whatever the fuck.
But what if you do a great job and like you're like a fucking American hero and then you could be president?
American hero? Since when has a governor ever been the American hero?
I feel like most presidents were governors and a lot of them were like military people, you know? They're either governors or congressmen who've become president.
Yeah. Like Chris Christie.
Yeah, fair point, fair counterpoint. Chris Christie, American hero. But I'm saying you could be a good governor. It's not like they're all terrible.
Okay.
You could be Clinton.
Could be.
You could be.
Is that an accolade? Is that an accolade?
It was a joke. I was joking.
Yeah, I don't know if we're talking that one up. Okay.
If you had to eliminate one team from each of the 4 major sports, what teams would you choose? It was funny when you were like the Kings' loyal fan base, like right after you said the Toronto Maple Leafs, like probably one of like the most rabid fan bases who've been dying.
I just
for a
thought
championship.
that Canada only deserves one fucking team. Fuck Canada. You guys
They would
can
still.
have your Edmonton Oilers. Oh, they still have 2 teams left.
What do you mean? They have way more than 2. The Vancouver Canucks, the Calgary Flames, the Ottawa Senators.
Oh, wow, Ottawa too. Damn, they have so many teams up there. I thought I was really doing
Calgary, Montreal Canadiens.
All right,
Winnipeg Jets. Like I can go.
Oh shit! How many teams are up there?
You thought they only had 2 NHL teams in Canada?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? How much? Did you fucking take a Xanax with that bong, dude? What is wrong with you, bro? Are you serious?
Bro, I got to be clear that I only think about 2 teams when it comes to Canada. For me, I only think about 2 teams. I don't really think about Vancouver, even though they're a great team. I think about Edmonton. I think about Toronto. I don't think about the Ottawa Senators. I don't think about the fucking Winnipeg Jets.
The Montreal Canadiens. They're literally named the Canadians in their team name.
Shit.
Yeah, you know those Canadians ain't from Canada.
I don't give a damn about any of those teams. I know 2 teams.
My God.
I know where McDavid plays, and I know Toronto.
This is supposed to be a sports podcast. Don't brag about not knowing where teams are in major sports.
Well, anyway, I picked the Toronto Maple Leafs. Clearly, Canada's got plenty of fucking teams, so bang, you guys are out.
All right. The Kings, you said they have a loyal fan base, unlike the Maple Leafs, I guess.
Another where there's plenty of fans that can go to the Bay and go watch the Warriors.
Fair enough. I mean, the Kings have been irrelevant for a long time now. It seems like maybe a couple pop-ins here and there, but not since really Stojakovic and Weber and Christie and Bibby and those teams were they really a threat. Exactly. Browns, I mean, the Browns aren't great, but I mean, I thought the Jaguars were the clear answer here. They play in like a fake city. They're like a fake team with like fake uniforms, fake tiger.
I kind of like it. I almost want to change my answer.
You can.
I think I'm going to agree with you. Yeah. That's a horrible franchise. That's so true. That's
Shad Khan, get out of here. They're just like trying to move to London all the time and shit for no reason.
Just then move them. Bye.
Yeah. Let them play in NFL Europe. Peace.
Yeah, perfect. Bye, Jaguars.
Yeah. Not that the Browns are cool.
Fred Taylor.
Yeah, and this wasn't like the Browns were necessarily a bad answer. I just thought there was a right answer.
I was just trying to think of a team that like where there's a jurisdiction for fans to go and watch somebody else. So again, no Browns, you can go watch the Bengals.
Yeah, Jaguars aren't too far from Tampa.
Yeah, that's why that answer is good.
Yeah. All right, and then the Mets. What about your dad, dude?
Well, I had to pick one because there's plenty of fans to go to one or the other team. So if there's only one baseball team in New York City, there would only be one team to root for the whole entire city, and it would be the Yankees.
You could have got rid of the fucking White Sox, who are like the worst team in the history of the MLB this year. And there's also still the Cubs.
That's true, and my dad, like you said, that's true. I don't know, but that's tempting because if we had gotten rid of the Mets, then everyone's a Yankee fan, and then we're all family again.
Aye. Well, and then I guess you don't have any favorite beers. We might as well just skip over that. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
I'm just like a guy that likes drinking beer with his boys, and if there's a pale ale there, that's what I'm drinking, and whatever. And if someone there is privy to what's a better pale ale, I'll drink whatever they suggest.
I'm offended as a beer snob, but it's okay.
Everyone's got their shit that they love, and I would never claim to be intelligent about everything. That's all I can say.
Yeah, we know. We called the trivia rounds at the Hotz corner. And
that was a blunder. That's different because John's getting after me because that's the expectation is I should.
I gave your favorite teams.
Yeah, no, but some of those stats were obscure blocks and stuff. That's tough. I'm learning though.
Fair enough. Yeah, receiving yards, really obscure stats.
No, but I got a couple guys.
You got one guy without a hint. Would you rather be the point guard for Duke or the QB for USC?
Point guard for Duke, for sure.
Yeah, you're a basketball guy. I don't know if the weather would get you Cali boy, so I didn't know if you'd rather be at USC than North Carolina.
Nah, that's fucking lore, bro. Playing in Cameron, like that's
Not the Rose Bowl.
not the Rose Bowl. Nah,
Pasadena, Keith Jackson.
I'm good on all that. You can. That's probably you. Is that what you would answer if that was the choices?
Oh hell yeah, fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm a football guy, but
Yeah, exactly.
both would be sick for sure. But I mean, I think the weather too is a better
North
draw.
Carolina's
for
got
USC.
nice weather. It's nice up there.
Nah, not like California, bro.
Not like
No.
California though.
Southern
Nah.
California. Yeah, but
Recently, to be honest.
those were the questions tonight. I had a little fun with the trivia. I'll fucking make it easier next time. What's your middle?
You know, you better pack your lunch because I'm coming with some fucking heat next week. That's all you know.
Like I
That's all you
said,
know.
you could come right now, any three random teams, those same three stats, and I feel like I would do better than you. Not even my favorite team.
All right, you ready? On the spot. Here we go.
Yeah, go ahead. Receiving yards, any NFL team, go ahead.
All time.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. All right. So the Houston Texans.
All right, so
So the number one player.
is Andre Johnson.
Thank you.
Two more in the top five. Give me DeAndre Hopkins.
There's one.
Where is he?
Number two.
All right. After that, let me think for a second. That's the easy one.
Mhm.
Brandon Cooks.
He is number 7.
Okay. Give me Arian Foster.
He is number 8.
All right. Living in the top
that was
10.
cheeky. For the record, that was cheeky.
Living in the top 10.
It was in the top 10.
All right. Who's a current Texans wide receiver? Nico Collins, probably still too young. Hank Dell, Robert Woods.
All right, so here's your
Hang on. I don't want to hit.
Okay.
I have a tight end in my head right now. I'm thinking of saying, but I don't think it's him. Texans. Don't give me a hint yet. I'm getting close though. Any other running backs? No, I don't think he got there. David Johnson was a Cardinal for too long first. All right, give me a hint.
All right, so your hint is that one of the receivers on this, 2 of them you're not going to get. Okay. One of them played with DeAndre Hopkins.
Not Brandon Cooks. Played with DeAndre Hopkins.
And he's in the top 5.
He's in the top 5. Wow. So I have 2, 7, 8, and 1. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just gonna say the tight end I'm thinking of because I'll probably be wrong, but then I'll just give up. Owen Miller.
No. I don't know if he's on the top 10. Is he?
Or Owen Daniels is who I was thinking, but
Owen Daniels. Yes.
Owen Daniels is right.
Yes.
What is he?
Number 4.
Let's fucking go. That's 2 out of the top
Number
5.
3, excuse me. Number 3, excuse me. That was a poll and a half.
I got my 2 out of the top 5. I did pretty good. And my other 2
the guy
guesses
that
were
I
the
was
top
trying
10.
to clue you into was Will Fuller.
Okay, Will Fuller. Yeah, I should have had that.
And by the way, your boy Nico is number 6 already.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, that was good. I'm proud of that. That was good.
Yeah. All right. So what was the other stat? So blocks for any team now, right?
Yeah, blocks for any team. This one's harder.
Right.
I'll give you that. For any team too, but I think I might be able to find this one.
I'm trying to give you a fun team. I'll try to give you a fun team.
Yeah. No matter what, I don't care. Give me anybody. As bad as you did with the Knicks, you didn't get fucking anyone for a while.
I got Camby.
Yeah, you got Camby at 6. Yeah. That's true.
I was able to get one in each of them. I couldn't.
And I think you got Amari at 8. You got Amari
at 8. Yeah, I had a few in there. But yeah, it wasn't a complete shock. I'm trying to think of a team. All right, I got one.
Owen Daniels was a good pull.
What a pull! Unbelievable. 10 years with the Texans straight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, he's there a long
yards
time. Yeah, he was there a long time. Arian Foster, Brandon Cooks. Yeah, that was good. I'm proud of that one.
Yeah,
Hopkins was easy.
That was a good team. It was like just challenging enough. That was good.
Yeah. No, that's a hard one. That was definitely they're the youngest team in the NFL, so it's like tricky.
Okay, here we go. The Golden State Warriors blocks all time. Number 1 is
Wilt Chamberlain.
No.
He's not number 1?
No.
Or he's not on the list.
Adonal Foyle.
Okay, but Wilt Chamberlain isn't on it at all?
Will Chamberlain isn't on it at all.
Okay, all right. Well, there's 0 for 1. Andrew Bogut?
He's number 12.
Oof, that's not good. All right, I'm 0 for 2 so far. All right, let me lock in for a second. Golden State Warriors. Big men. Sheesh. They had some down years. I think, all right, I got to go recent, I guess, then. Recent dynasty. Been there a long time.
There's 2 names on this list.
Draymond Green.
There's 1.
Okay.
He's number 2 all time.
All right, words. All right, so I haven't struck out yet. I have 2 wrong guesses.
You're good. This other name you can get.
I know. I think it's like right around. I have a name that I haven't said yet because I don't want to be wrong, but I think it's right. But, he wasn't. He might not have been there long enough. I'm just gonna say it. JaVale McGee.
No.
Fuck. Not on the list at all. Not top 10.
Not even. No.
All right. Andres Biedrins.
That's a good guess. Where was he? I'm scrolling back up. Number 6.
Ah, that would have been clutch. 2 in the top 5. All right. I need one more in the top 5. Fuck. Ugh. Anton Jameson?
Nah.
He was too much of a scorer.
Yeah, nah.
All right, give me a hint.
All right, so this guy was on the Dallas team with
Eric Dampier.
That's it. Perfect.
On the Dallas team is all I needed. I had him. Yeah. He was circling my mind. I didn't. Man,
that's the guy I said. I knew that you would be.
Yeah.
That's a guy that I would know.
I got 2 and 6. That was pretty good. Got 2 out of the top 6.
Some other cool names on this list. I just want to read it out. Number 7, Robert Parrish. Wow. For a different franchise like that, it's nuts. Chris Mullin. Chris Mullin's number 9. Klay Thompson, number 11, ahead of Bogut at number 12.
That's crazy. I guess he was there a lot longer. All right, and the last one was stolen bases for any franchise.
Okay.
And so far, I'm doing better than you.
Yeah, you are.
Yes,
well,
I got
one of the categories so far. You've beaten me. Yes, that one we tied. That one we tied.
I got the second in both with no help.
I got Odell. I didn't need help for that one, and I got Marcus Camby.
Yeah, but I also got more Texans in the top 5 than you would know him.
You did get more in the Texans. You're overall guesses wise, you're doing better. Yes. Most stolen bases, but I'm not like throwing it.
Yeah, I won the first 2.
You won the first
pretty easily.
Most stolen bases. all time. Which team? All right, let's do the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay.
That's a fun team.
You gonna give me the first one?
I'm gonna give it to you in about 10 seconds. The
All
first one is a guy. Hey, you probably would have problems getting the number one guy. Is what's funny.
Well, the number one guy is you got to tell me that one. That's the.
I know.
How we're doing
That's
the
what's funny.
trivia.
His name is Bid McPhee.
Oh my God! There's gonna be that baseball. This is like 1920s guys. That would suck. But all right, I'm gonna go.
No. There are two guys, I believe.
I want any other hints. All right, give me Joe Morgan.
That's number 2 on the list. Yes.
I got number 2 on all 3.
Yeah, you're a beast.
Give me Billy Hamilton.
Number 8.
All right, that's good though. I'm on a good path.
You're living.
I think Barry Larkin.
That's number 3.
Give me Brandon Phillips.
No.
Just a base hitter, not a good. All right, whatever. I already got 2 of the top 5 outside of the first guy, so that's good.
Yeah.
Let me go. Let me just see if I can cook a
Those
little
two
bit
are
here.
so fucking obvious. I should have picked a better team.
Yeah. It's obvious when
you're
you
a baseball head. I should give a different team.
It's obvious when you fucking look at it and it's in front of you.
Even like if you think about it, like I guess.
Yeah.
Joe Morgan, Barry Larkin. I mean, that's a big
Joe
name.
Morgan is not an easy pull. Not everyone knows Joe Morgan for the Reds would have the most stolen bases.
Yeah,
after.
the former announcer of Baseball Tonight, bro. He's mad famous.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that's a good one. To go 2-3 was nice.
That was
and
amazing.
8.
That was not taking away credit. Amazing. Just
2-3 and 8.
Right there. And you threw Billy in there.
I miss Brandon Phillips.
These other names you wouldn't know.
Hang on, give me a sec. I might know.
All right. One you might know. Number 6.
I'm gonna take 2 guesses and then we could get it out. Dave Concepcion.
Yeah, that's number 6. I knew that you would know that. I knew that you would know that.
He's not even top 5. Fuck. I knew that
you would know. I said number 6 you're gonna get, and that was the name. That was a monster name.
Tony Perez.
Mm-mm.
He was too much of a power hitter. Scott Podsednik. Too late.
Scott Podsednik. What a fucking name.
Nah, he played there late. Scooter Jeanette. Nah, I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Nah, this other guy is Hugh Nickel.
Whatever. I got 2 of the top 5 in each of them.
Yeah, and then Latham is the 5th.
Oh, no, I didn't get 2. Oh, yeah, eventually with Dan.
Yeah, you got Larkin and Morgan.
No, I know. I'm saying 2 of the top 5 in all of them, but I did need a hint for Dampier, so. But, yeah, that was pretty good.
Pretty good.
If you did the Mets, the Cowboys.
I'm going to change the categories. We're going to change it up. I'll be on the dial.
All right, fair enough. If you did Mets, Cowboys, and fucking Celtics, you would have got roasted, even though I'm not truly a Celtics fan, but that would be the organization I know the best.
You better study up your teams because I'm coming with the Heat next week. Here we go.
All right, quick victory formation before we get out of here. It might not even be that quick, but we'll see how it goes.
What do you got? What do you got?
We haven't talked since Juan Soto. 15 years, $765 million, biggest contract in sports history. How are you feeling?
I feel like we have money to spend now, but I also feel like we just lost the heart and soul of our team from the last playoff run. And I don't know what that means for next year.
It is crazy how many Yankee fans refuse to kind of admit what you just said, which is like, it is a big loss. Like, I hate like all the spin of oh, he stinks in the field. Oh, you know, he
how many fucking fly balls go to right field that you give a shit about? Like, come on.
I mean, he was a Gold Glove finalist, undeservingly.
He's a good glove. He's like not a bad glove.
He's a decent glove with a plus arm. He's not bad. He's definitely not like bad defensively. They're like showing his worst plays of the season, being like, "This is what you paid for."
What play of the season was Judge letting the ball smack himself in the fucking face on a fly ball in the World Series? Okay.
And then, but they're showing like his worst plays, and then the other spin is what you were saying. Oh, we got more money to spend now. Like, it's baseball. You spend money on top of money. The Yankees have been doing it for fucking 50 years since Steinbrenner bought the team. You know, like, what are you
with all the deferred contracts? It's all malarkey.
Yeah, so it is crazy. I think that, you know, Cohen was willing to spend more. Reportedly, it was like one more year from the Yankees for like $5 million less dollars. So not crazy difference, to be honest.
Give him a suite as well.
All that stuff is stupid to me.
I mean, yeah, there was like some stuff about MAGA stuff with Judge in the locker room that Soto didn't like, and
Yeah, I saw Rob posted that. I don't know where that source was from. It looked like just like it wasn't an article. It was a photograph screenshot.
Hanging out with his balls in his basement, writing on his fucking Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know how legit that is, but either way, I think the big takeaway is like you're saying, the sweet thing. Oh, we didn't give Jeter a sweet. We can't give you a sweet. Like times change, whatever. Also, I mean, the Yankees, I heard, to credit Sam Morril, a comedian, I heard him talk about, he's a Yankee fan. He's like, the Yankees just don't seem like fun to play for anymore. You know, like the whole thing, like he was saying, like, why can't they grow a fucking beard? Like, you know, like, why are we still holding on to these old values? Oh, we can't give you a sweep. You can't grow a beard. You can't, like, I get it when you're winning, but now you've on like 15 straight years of not winning a World Series.
You have the best player in baseball arguably staring you in the face, and all you got to do is just make him happy in every which way, and you just don't want to. And
you let him walk across town.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And
there, the beat drop, that was perfect.
Yeah, just like a little like spin on that, like tying in with the Mets. You know, a guy who had and the Yankees, a guy who had a good season for them last year, Luis Severino. You know, he signed with the Oakland A's for 3 years, $67 million.
Big money.
So $700 million less than Juan Soto just signed for. That is the biggest contract in Oakland Athletics history. 3 years, $67 million.
For Luis Severino.
How crazy, how insane is that? It's literally $700 million and the Mets just spent. You know, the Dodgers always spent $700 million on a time. Shit, guys get $100 million contracts, $150 million contracts, $300 million contracts.
When these players go to Oakland and they play, each individually, they're worth more than where they are literally playing the entire fucking franchise. Every player on the other team.
It is crazy. I mean, 67 million being the most is just shocking. 20-something million a year. And it's funny because I say that to say this, like, I don't know if you play like the Immaculate Grid on Baseball Reference ever. But whenever so basically it's like where it's like there's this guy played on this team or that team, or this guy had this many hits and also played on this team.
Baseball Reference?
Yeah, just type in Immaculate Grid.
Okay.
So basically when there's an A's guy and it's like A's and Cubs or A's and Braves or A's and anyone else, I always have to think they had to start their career with the A's and then go to the fucking other team, or else I'll never know anyone who went from another team to the A's. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is men's basketball. This is cool. I've never played this before. Thanks for showing me this.
Yeah. I do them every day. Or sometimes I bank some days and do a bunch of them at a time.
All you Row 26ers just got plugged. Immaculate Grid. Get your weight up. This is why John.
A lot of people probably know. I'm big Immaculate Grid, Sporkle. I love all that shit. So I guess I should expect to be good at that shit. And then one more thing, you know, I know we talked a lot of college football last episode. We're not going to go too deep into everything that happened, but I just want to give a shout out to Dan Lanning, Oregon undefeated, head coach. This guy is really developing to the best coach in college football, especially with, you know, guys leaving like Nick Saban, Mac Brown. I know he had a terrible year, but he's another national championship coach going to the wayside. There are fewer, you know, Jim Harbaugh just left. There are fewer, you know, national championship winning coaches probably now than maybe ever before. And this guy looks like he maybe can make his run. And just like two things that really stand out to me is the one last year, the famous clip where he, you know, they're about to play Colorado and the comment, they play for clicks, we play for wins. And fucking they absolutely beat the fucking piss out of Colorado last year. And then this year, one of their toughest games was at Wisconsin. And before that game happened, Wisconsin's famous for having their moment in the game where they play jump around and everyone goes crazy and it's like loud and wild and intimidating. And Dan Lanning made it a point to coach his players up on when they play jump around that you're going to let that get you fired up. You're going to get hyped when they play that shit. You're going to jump around. You're going to be loose. You're going to be dancing. You're not going to be just watching them dance or watching their crowd get loud. You're going to be in on the excitement. And you see them on the field when they play jump around. Guys are jumping, dancing, doing all that good shit.
That, for sure.
And
it's always awkward when they're just like standing there like this when everyone's going crazy. That's awkward.
Yeah, and Oregon was literally like breaking it down. And just like the motivation and the mental warfare of it was just brilliant to see, like the clip. And I think this guy's really going places, even if they don't win this year. I want to say him stick at Oregon at least till he gets one, but I see this guy moving on to, an Alabama, an SEC
he might even
school.
stay there forever. It's a big showing for Oregon now, and especially just joining the Big Ten.
That's
really
true.
Making the name, so he might be chilling forever. But also, there's another coach that just arrived in the college, kid.
Okay, let me hear about it.
Bill Belichick, kid, showing up in Chapel Hill, kid. Bill's back. Everyone's scared. He announced it with his quarterback that he's bringing on, that Bryce kid or whatever. That's going to be signing with UNC. Apparently, there's a bunch of transfers that are already interested in going to UNC. It's interesting.
Yeah, he's pitching it as an NFL factory. I've been comparing it to, Calipari at Kentucky. More like happy with one and dones, not really trying to make sure kids graduate, like just trying to get people from college football to the NFL, which is a great pitch as a recruiter. I mean, that could just lead to wins by association, if you will. So we'll see how that. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, I don't see him being there long. I think there's like clause in his contract. If he gets an NFL offer, like he could basically get out scot-free pretty quickly. And apparently it's a little bit of a ploy to get his son, Steve Belichick, to,
either head coach there and take over. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
at Washington right now. Yeah.
So we'll see. But shout out to him. Quick shout out to Michael Vick. I heard is in a good position to get a head coaching job at Sacramento State.
I saw that. All these guys, it's crazy. Our childhood, bro. Teddy Bridgewater won a state championship with his high school team. I saw as well. The coach is the head coach of that team, so it's crazy.
You could see Michael Vick pretty close to you. So
yeah, fire
potentially. All right, shout out Row 26ers, Hotz Head Dreamers. That was a fun episode.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we'll do the half trivia thing more often. We'll see how it goes.
If I keep slipping and falling like I'm on ice, it might have to be, but keep it locked. Sixers, we out of here.
That Owen Daniels pull, though.
Nasty.